Now, our first guest for today is a singer-songwriter who goes by the name of Dumza Maswana. He found healing through music in the most difficult times of his life. The self-taught musician has created a unique sound through his remarkable baritone voice, and the lyrics are deeply rooted in his culture and his strong sense of tradition. Now, he's fast becoming an icon, and his voice rather is becoming an icon when it comes to jazz music in contemporary South Africa. Here's a look at some of his work. Wow, what an extraordinary voice. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I mean, even just the way you speak, your voice just, I mean, it's so warming. You literally warm souls wherever you go. And, you know, to having a baritone voice, everybody feels the bass.
Yeah, I guess so. But I hated it for the longest time.
I believe so. I remember reading that you didn't realize that you had a talent and you didn't enjoy your voice. I want to go back to your early years, because when I was hearing about your story, I couldn't help but think, wow, this could be a movie. You are one of 10 children. What was it like growing up with so many siblings?
I'm the firstborn to my mom and dad, and then they were very young when they got me.
Yeah.
So later, like a few months later, my mom got married, to another person, and my dad, same thing. So I was raised by my grandmother, who taught me everything, I know about life, and who protected me, who loved me so much. I don't know anyone who loved me like that. Wow. My late grandmother. And I grew up in the villages, so where singing is everyday life. We sing, whether there's a funeral, there's umgidi, we just sing.
Then, life happened to you, I suppose, and you ran away from home at the age of 13 years old, where you said that music literally saved your life. Yeah. Well, tell me about that journey. I mean, for me, I'm trying to get into the headspace of a 13-year-old boy to run away from home. That must be terrifying. What was life like for you?
In the villages, a boy is raised differently, and there's no language like abuse there. I don't know how it came to me that, no, this was not normal. Sure. Because, it's normal to just beat a boy. If there's a missing goat, you're going to be beaten for it. If there's a whatever, they're going to beat you. To death.
Really?
So
for
it's
me,
not
just a hiding. It's
yes. So for me, it was very difficult. I think I felt this was not normal. This was wrong, and I was doing grade 8, standard 6. I left home to go work in a pineapple farm. Wow. Just to have my life going. And it was really not easy, it was really not easy to leave home at that age. I didn't even know where I was going, but I guess, God really took care of me.
Exactly. And is it true that it was because you basically stumbled upon a group that were practicing for their church singing, and you literally heard the sound and it drew you? You literally had a calling to the music.
What happened is that I would stay here and there, and then later, I think now I was 16, maybe doing grade 10. Yeah. I went to live with my aunt, and this day she had enough, and I was like, no, Dumza, I don't want you in my house anymore. Yeah. And I remember that I was standing there and I heard the song, Ngwele, 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 and I was like, oh, this is so beautiful, but I thought it was a CD, but then there were breaks in between. I'm like, no, this should be people. I ran to that house. I sat next to the, in that yard. I listened. Oh, these are real people. It was people from Seventh-day Adventist Church. They were practicing for Saturday. So somebody found me outside, and then they said, no, okay, get inside and listen. So when I say to people that music saved my life, I mean, that's like in a literal sense, because from that day, I found home. You know, I think somehow they saw that this boy is homeless, because Sister Dolly said, no, Dumza, just, you know, are you hungry? Do you want to sleep here? You can sleep. And the following day, she went and bought clothes for me. And in July, because it was June, in July, she registered me and took me back to school. Yeah. You know, so when I say music saved my life, that's what happened. It
literally did.
Yeah.
And what I love is that it's just the most unlikely success story. You know, this young boy who ran away from home and is now one of the most celebrated jazz artists. When did you when did you learn to love your voice after that?
It took me a long time.
Yeah.
You know, actually, my album MOLO, that's where I really expressed, you know, the voice. I grew up loving Ringo, and so if I would sing a Ringo song, I would be Ringo. I would be anyone else but myself. And until I heard Mr. Victor Ndoni's voice, it was a baritone. I mean, there's Barry White, there's Isaac Hayes, they all have this, you know, big voice, but I couldn't really relate to them. Then there was Mr. Victor Ndoni. He was singing, there's a song at the theater. Yini sendihleli ndinjena ngosizi sukundi papazela dilijagcu njenguwe. When I heard that song, I was like, this is me, man. This is where I want to go, you know. Because, you know, as a baritone, they always make you feel like, you know, you're not really wanted in the choir, you know. So you're a bass, or at the back, go to the back. Tenor, oh, go, you know. So I didn't really feel confident enough, you know.
Yeah. I have to tell you, jazz has never been my genre, but listening to your voice, it gives me goosebumps. And actually, somebody who you also love working with, we had Dumza Maswana in the loft.
Yeah.
And watching him perform, his whole body just takes over the instrument. I mean, just the two of you together has basically made me a jazz fan for life.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. And you're going to be performing for us a little bit later. I cannot wait.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.